Hi geographers, welcome to a revision video I've been asked to make to help you prepare for your GCSE geography exam. Remember that we are studying OCRB. Knowing how to remember all of the information you have learnt in class is not easy, so you will need to try a range of revision methods until you find the one which works for you. Remember, revision is a piece of cake, or at least we can try to make it easier for you. These 4 simple steps will help you to plan your revision leading up to your exams. Step 1. Commit. You need to commit to your revision, so don't put it off. It's really easy to put it off to the last minute, especially if you don't feel confident in different revision methods that will help you remember all of the information. My suggestion would be to make a revision timetable such as the one on the screen. Put a plan in place for when you will revise geography and all of your other subjects. This will help you to plan your time more effectively and it will feel more manageable. Step 2. Audit. This means find out what you know and what you don't know. Audit your strengths and the areas you need to work on. In other words, you need to identify your priorities for revision. Either look at the exam specification, revision guide, or use a checklist, sometimes called a PLC, to see where you are now. Once you've done this, go back through your revision plan and identify what you need to revise. It is really important that you revisit your learning regularly so that you build on this plan. Step 3. Knowledge. Build your knowledge and try to remember the most important information you have learnt in class. Try a range of revision techniques until you find the one that works best for you. I will show you some examples of revision techniques later in the video. Sometimes information is learnt better if you use different methods to help you remember, for example using a podcast alongside creating flashcards. Step 4. Evaluate. How do you evaluate what you have learnt? You could take regular quizzes and complete past exam questions. You could get family members to quiz you, as this will also help to build your memory. There are a lot of GCSE geography revision quizzes on the internet, for example those found on Internet Geography, BBC Bitesize, Revision World, GCSE Pod. You will also need to work on your exam technique, so make sure you have a go at plenty of exam questions. Your geography teacher can provide these for you, or you can also find these online or in one of the many revision books. On the next 4 slides, I'm going to outline 4 different ways that you can revise. Obviously, there's a lot more, so I'm sure your other teachers will be able to talk you through several other revision techniques, but these are my 4 favourites. So I'm going to talk through flashcards and how to make them, revision clocks, dual coding and mind maps, and rewriting your class notes. The first revision technique I'm going to discuss is flashcards. Flashcards are one of my favourites because you can buy packs really cheaply from Pound Shop, or you can just tear up a A4 sheet of lined paper and make them like that, whichever works best for you. So flashcards can be single or double-sided. So for example, if you were going to make double-sided flashcards, you could have a heading on one side and notes on the other. For example, the one on your screen, it say the flashcard is about constructive and destructive waves. So on the other side of the flashcard, it would say types of waves. You could write an exam question on one side and bullet pointed responses on the other. You could write a keyword on one side and the definition on the other. If you type into YouTube flashcards or how to make flashcards, there are thousands of YouTube videos that tell you how to make the best type of flashcards. A second useful revision technique is to create a revision clock. So again, these are really cheap to make because you can use an exercise book or you can use a blank piece of A3 paper. Each segment would be divided into a different part of topic, so you could have one section that was keywords, if like on the example on the board, this is about rivers, so one section could be upper course, one section could be middle course, one section could be lower course. Please note though that each segment is colourful and engaging, and this would help the student to remember the information. Note as well that this student has drawn diagrams. This is to help the brain to remember information in a visual way as well as bullet points. It's a really good technique because it means that you have to read through each element of your notes and then transform that into something smaller. So you're chunking the information down into something that your brain can remember easily. And then if you end up with a bank of revision clocks, then you can go through them one by one and you can try and see how much of the information that you can remember and go back and evaluate what you need to relearn. The third technique is to create yourself revision mind maps. Again, these are free. You can use a double side of your exercise book, or you can get some A3 paper from your teachers. Again, you would normally have maybe one double page spread for a topic or a segment of your topic. You would then break down this information into smaller chunks by having different headings and having bullet points. Again, notice that the mind map is colourful and engaging. This is to help the student remember the information. The student has also drawn small diagrams, and again, this is to help the brain to remember information visually. One final revision technique I'm just going to run through. It's probably the most simple, and that is rewriting your notes. So using your revision guide or using your class notes to create a revision page for each element of the topic. You'll see on this example that the topic has been broken down into smaller chunks of information. So the student has got a heading waves, and then the student has split it into destructive, constructive waves, wave refraction with bullet points underneath. Again, notice that this page is colourful and engaging. This will help the student to remember the information. Notice as well at the bottom that the student has broken down a process into stages, and this will help the student to remember the information better than if it was a big paragraph. Apart from using your exercise books as a source of revision, there are many other sources that you can use to help you prepare for your exams. One example is the Landau Forte Academy geography page, which has very kindly been created by Mr. Wood. So far we have 73 videos which will help students prepare for the OCRB geography exams. Each video is specifically created to support students make revision notes and practice exam questions. As you can see from this slide, some of our videos have got thousands of views, showing that thousands of students have been helped by the information in this video, and hopefully you guys will find these useful also. You can also purchase revision guides online. One of my favourite ones is the CGP GCSE Geography Complete Revision Guide and Practice. These books contain revision notes for all the topics that we've studied, but also includes exam questions and the answers to help you prepare. Alongside, CGP have also provided some revision question flashcards. Again, these are really useful because they contain banks of questions which will help you to study for the exam. On the back of each question, you've got the answers as well, so you can practice alongside your family or alongside your friends. And students in Year 11 have found these two really useful for them. Another source of information for your revision is GCSE Pod. You should have your password already. If you can't remember it, I'm sure you can get a reset. GCSE Pod is a really useful revision resource because it contains hundreds of revision clips, so very short clips that you can play in the evenings or when you've got some spare time at break or lunchtime. Again, the website has hundreds of exam questions with answers to help you practice. So these would be my suggestions to help you revise. Find the one that works best for you, and good luck.